We're officially entering one of the most exciting and chaotic parts of the NBA calendar. The draft is right around the corner, free agency is looming, and trade rumors are swirling like never before. As of today, June 17th, we're exactly 8 days away from the NBA draft, which takes place on June 25th. That's when the real action for the Golden State Warriors begins. Sure, the NBA Finals are still wrapping up, with Oklahoma City leading 3-2 over Indiana. Unfortunately for the Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton's injury really took the air out of their sails. Still, it's been a fun series to watch, but for Warriors fans, our true offseason journey starts at the draft. The Warriors' offseason is going to be jam-packed, with decisions that could shape the direction of the franchise for years to come. Between the draft, potential trades, and free agency, the front office has some serious thinking to do. ESPN recently dropped a pretty detailed report breaking down Golden State's offseason priorities. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. This episode of Warriors Digest is all about dissecting those needs, exploring the rumors, and giving you the inside scoop on what could happen in the coming weeks. First things first, let's get the timeline clear. June 25th is draft night, but since the Warriors only hold the 41st pick, which falls in the second round, there won't be any first-day action for them unless they decide to trade up. Of course, anything can happen. Golden State has a history of making aggressive moves when they see a player they like slipping down the board. Then, the very next day, June 26th, the second round of the draft takes place, where the Warriors are scheduled to make their lone selection as of now. Following that, the next big milestone is June 30th. That's when NBA teams are officially allowed to start negotiating with free agents. This used to be known as the tampering period, where deals were often agreed upon in secret before becoming public, but now it's called the legal tampering window, making everything out in the open. One of the big questions heading into this period is the future of Jonathan Kuminga. It's expected that we'll get some clarity on his situation relatively quickly. If the Warriors don't manage to reach an agreement with Kuminga, they'll likely pivot towards other targets in free agency. Also, keep an eye on Gary Payton II. There's speculation about him possibly returning on a team-friendly deal somewhere between $3 to $5 million per year. Some fans feel that money could be better allocated elsewhere, but given Payton's defensive impact and locker room presence, it's a tough call. For that price range, many believe it's worth keeping him around, especially when you consider how he can swing games with his defense alone. Moving ahead, we also have the California Classic Summer League coming up on July 5th, 6th, and 8th at Chase Center in San Francisco. The Warriors will field a squad mostly consisting of G League players from this past season, along with any rookies they bring in, whether drafted or signed as undrafted free agents. Names like Tarion Armstrong could show up, and maybe even Braxton Key, assuming he's still on the roster. Don't expect to see any of the main roster guys suiting up, but it'll be a good glimpse at the next wave of potential talent. After that, there's another Summer League session in Salt Lake City. And then, starting on July 6th, free agency officially opens at 12-01 p.m. Eastern Time. The Warriors Digest team is planning to cover all the breaking news live as it happens, just like we did last year with the Klay Thompson situation. That was a wild ride, and with the way this offseason is shaping up, it looks like we're in for another one, and we're not done yet. From July 10th to the 20th, we've got the main Summer League in Las Vegas, where the Warriors will once again showcase their young talent and recent acquisitions. Then it's preseason in October, and before you know it, the regular season tips off again. Now, back to the draft. If you haven't already checked out the scouting videos we've done on potential Warriors draft targets, you're missing out. There are some interesting names floating around for that 41st pick. One prospect that keeps popping up is Hansen Yang from China. He's a big-bodied center with the kind of physical profile the Warriors currently lack. Will he still be available at 41? That remains to be seen. But adding size and interior presence is definitely something Golden State is considering. Beyond the draft, let's talk roster construction. The number 41 pick came to the Warriors as part of the Jimmy Butler trade. When we look at free agency, a lot of pieces are still moving. As mentioned, Kuminga is a restricted free agent. That gives the Warriors the right to match any offer he receives from another team. But the cost could be steep. There's also Kevin Looney. It feels like Looney's time with the Warriors might be coming to an end. Despite his leadership and rebounding, the team desperately needs a center who brings more size and offensive versatility. Looney, being undersized and lacking a perimeter shot, may no longer fit the long-term vision. Kevin Knox was one of last summer's pleasant surprises, performing well when given the opportunity. However, with roster spots tight, he's probably going to find minutes elsewhere next season. Gui Santos is another player the Warriors seem likely to keep. He became a valuable contributor late in the season when injuries hit, showing flashes of real potential. Looking at the point guard rotation, Usman Garuba and Lester Quinones both played sparingly but could return on affordable deals. Also, keep an eye on Quinton Post and Terrion Armstrong. Armstrong, in particular, was signed mid-season and will likely be back for training camp. According to ESPN's report, Golden State's biggest need is clear: more scoring and front court depth. Their playoff exit exposed several flaws. Without Stephen Curry on the floor, the offense struggled badly. Even with Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green stepping up, the team lacked a consistent third scoring option during the regular season. The starting five of Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Moses Moody, Butler, and Green went 16 and 3. They posted an impressive plus-minus of plus 17.9 per 100 possessions, making them one of the most effective lineups in the league after the Butler trade. But when it came to the postseason, everything fell apart. The Warriors got past Houston, but were eliminated by Minnesota, with Curry sidelined. The absence of a reliable third scorer became painfully obvious. Butler also faded during the playoffs, largely due to a lingering back issue. Draymond, while still elite defensively, isn't the answer on offense. You only have to look at Oklahoma City and Indiana to see how deep playoff teams rely on having multiple scoring threats. Golden State simply couldn't match that. That's why the expectation is that the Warriors will be active in both free agency and the trade market this summer. 3-and-D wings, stretch fours, and shot creators are all on the shopping list. Names like Bobby Portis and Naz Reid have been floated around. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was just traded to Memphis, and while his contract might be too large for Golden State's current cap situation, these are the types of players there. Looking at the salary cap situation complicates things. The Warriors don't have their own first-round pick this year, but they do have first-rounders available for future trades. Packaging some combination of picks and players like Kuminga could open the door to landing a higher-profile target. Cam Johnson from Brooklyn has been a name linked to the Warriors repeatedly. His shooting and floor spacing would make him an ideal fit. But pulling off that kind of trade without including a big salary piece like Draymond Green is tough. This is where the hard math of NBA salary cap rules comes into play. The Warriors roster is extremely top-heavy when it comes to salary distribution. Between Curry, Butler, and Green, they're accounting for about 85% of the entire payroll. If Golden State wants to bring in another player making $20 to $30 million a year, they'd need to send out equivalent salary. That makes it nearly impossible to construct a trade without including one of their core three players. That's why you keep hearing about Kuminga in trade discussions as a restricted free agent. His situation is the key domino for the Warriors. This summer, without him on the roster, Golden State sits around $17.5 million below the luxury tax threshold, and between $25 and $37 million below the two salary cap aprons that dictate spending limits. This means they could use their $14.1 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception, but they won't be able to cross the first apron once the roster fills out. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. Whispers are swirling through the NBA landscape, and if the rumors are to be believed, the Golden State Warriors might have just found the missing piece to complete their championship puzzle. Multiple league insiders are buzzing about a potential trade that would send Washington Wizards center Daniel Gafford to the Bay Area, a move that could redefine the Warriors' front court and instantly elevate their status in the ever-competitive Western Conference. While no official announcement has been made, sources close to the situation suggest that talks have intensified between the Warriors and Wizards, with Golden State showing strong interest in acquiring the athletic big man. Gafford, known for his rim protection, rebounding presence, and high-energy plays, could be the interior anchor the Warriors have long been seeking. Since the departure of key defensive centers in their earlier title runs, speculation around the Warriors' interest in Gafford isn't entirely new. For months, there has been talk of Golden State aiming to bolster its rotation with a true paint enforcer, someone who can hold his own against elite bigs in the playoffs and also thrive in their up-tempo, ball movement-heavy system. At just 25 years old and with a reasonable contract, Gafford presents a unique combination of youth, athleticism, and upside. Not to mention playoff experience gained during his time with the Mavericks, the buzz only grew louder after a few cryptic social media posts from players and insiders hinting at a major shift coming to the Warriors roster. While it's unclear what Golden State would give up in return, names like Moses Moody or even Kevin Looney have been floated as potential trade pieces to make the deal work under salary cap constraints. If the deal materializes, it would mark a significant shift in the Warriors' approach, potentially signaling that the front office still believes this core, led by Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson, has one more deep playoff run left in the tank. Adding Gafford could be a low-key game changer, especially for a team that has struggled to consistently protect the rim and control the glass in recent seasons. For now, it's just noise. But in the NBA, where there's smoke, there's often fire. And if this fire catches, Daniel Gafford might just be packing his bags for San Francisco, and the Warriors might be back in the title conversation. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.